Excuse me, mister. Not in my orchids, not in my orchids. Well, good morning, true gardeners. Welcome back to my garden. Today, I am going to share with you my top 10 essential tools for in the garden. It's the time of the year where I love being out here. That little chill in the air is just so perfect. So I'm going to be doing some much needed trimming. As you can see, this is so embarrassing how big these guys are. So I'm going to trim back, but I thought while I had all my tools out, while I was out here, I would share with you guys things that I reach for. So every March, June, October, November, that's my time frame of a really good harsh cut back. And there are always a certain amount of tools that I gravitate towards. And I thought today's video would be really helpful because I have bought every tool on the market, things that works. This will be a helpful video to a lot of you new gardeners out there who are trying to figure out what's worth it, because there's some expensive tools out there that are throwaway tools, and there are some cheap tools that are pretty good tools, and vice versa. But before we jump right in, I noticed that my analytics said that only about 50% of you guys who watch these videos are subscribed. If this is kind of your jam, if this is something that you enjoy watching, seeing, these garden tours, helpful tips, DIYs, things that we like to post every single weekend, then please subscribe, because that really does help the channel grow and allows YouTube to push it out to more and more people.
Comment true gardener.
And Bryce says, comment true gardener, if you guys are true gardeners out there. So my very first tool that you're gonna see me use is a thing that I grab every single time. These are my Felco tool. Sorry. My very favorite tool is the Felco tool. Why did I say that? Pruners.
Sorry guys, it got me sick. It took me 6 times to get that.
Sorry you guys, I've had a lot of coffee today, so it took me like 3 times to say that. So my Felcos are my very favorite tool in the garden. As you can see, they're pretty messy, but I absolutely love this pruner. This is kind of what I use for everything. It's kind of the perfect tool for like more of your soft clip plants. It'll handle like small things like deadheading just as well as it does for bigger plants. So things like Brazilian red cloaks, things like with stems like this, I absolutely love this tool. I will keep it, sometimes I'll just keep it in my back pocket if I don't have my tool belt on, but it is the perfect thing. It is such a nice fit. I don't know if you guys can see here, but I have a hard time with the size of my hand, finding something that fits really well. And this has just got the perfect spot for your thumb to sit. It's super sharp, super easy to work with. I work with them all the time because they're kind of a universal tool. If I had to have one pruner, this would be the one that I would have. I've tried several other pruners, from the cheapies to the way more expensive, but this is kind of a nice middle of the line tool. It does such a fantastic job of working with shrubbery that's more delicate to shrubbery that is kind of like just maybe a little under 1-inch stem line. So for my next tool, it is very similar to my first one. However, it is a little bit tougher. So this is the Felco 31s. So my Felco 31s are for more of a woody cut, or I love them for my fronds. Any of my palm fronds that need a little bit more of an aggressive cut, this guy will get in there and really do the job of cutting 1 inch, 1.5 inches, kind of really getting in there and doing a heavy trim. And of course, it's not going to cut through a giant limb, but it's really going to do the job of cutting through my lime tree, my woody stems, where I don't need to pull out big loppers for. I can get in there and then just trim up my palm frond limbs, clusia, hardwoods, that kind of thing, and they're fabulous for that. And I don't have to worry about carrying around a bunch of loppers. I like having everything kind of right here at my fingertips, which leads me to my next tool. This is also Felco. I promise you guys, this video is not sponsored by Felco at all, but like I said, I've tried a lot of different tips. This one's a very, very affordable one. My Felco saw is ideal. I love this guy. It's super, super light, has a nice curved handle. This has a nice curved blade here, and sawing on it, it's almost like it puts pressure on itself by the sawing motion here. I have taken down some pretty significant limbs with this guy. It is super surprising. I like that it has this easy little touch here, and then you can just fold it. It's just so nice and safe. It's just an easy tool to have. The next tool on the tool belt list is it's up there with my Felcos. It's one of those things that I absolutely love. It's my Hori Hori knife. It is a little soil knife. This guy has got so many purposes. It's like the Swiss Army knife of the garden. This thing has got tons and tons of purposes on it. I love it's got a nice clean blade here. with a serrated blade on the opposite side. So those of you guys who know and have seen my garden, you know I have tons of agaves. And agaves can be tricky to trim. A lot of people do them with loppers, a lot of people do them with little trimmers. I love doing them with a very nice sharp serrated edge. So all you do is you take your foot down and you slice, and that's exactly how it works. If it's a big giant limb, then obviously you have to do a little bit of bread cutting there. I use this for weeds so often. If I'm trying to get a weed out, you can stick this right into the ground, cut around it, pull that whole root ball out. So this is a great thing. I've used it for clearing away mulch to plant plants. For 1 gallon plants, I use this instead of a shovel. So this is so easy just to kind of get in there, loosen up the soil, kind of get that out of there, and then put it right back into my pouch. I love this tool. It comes with this awesome little pouch. I put it right here on my tool belt, and it's just always here to stay. It's the next thing that I have. This thing it's been through, it's so dirty. It is fabulous to have. Now, when I bought it, it comes with I think 4 of these pouches, but I kind of use the same tools over and over again, as I mentioned, and this is all I really need. So I have the 2 pouches that I like to use. It's perfect, it's nice, it doesn't weigh me down. Now, I had some big long ones. I've had quite a few other tool belts, but this one, it seems to be the one that really works for me because I put one to one side, my Hori Hori knife here, and then I just have the one in the middle, and it just doesn't restrict any motion, and it holds everything very, very nice and sturdy. It has a couple individual pouches within the pouch. These are lens wipers for glasses. They're little alcohol wipes. If I run across one of my plants that has aphids or spider mites or something like that, then I can use those to kind of really clean them off. You're walking through here and like, this guy's right in your way. And you're like, you know what? You've got to go, buddy. You're encroaching too much on my space. So I'll just come through here. I won't trim the whole plant. I'll just trim as needed. So those of you guys who are like, you know, how do I trim or how often do I trim or whatnot, you can really just, anytime you see something you're not liking the direction it's taking, you just kind of come through here and give it a little bit of a haircut. That's what I do most of the time. And I find myself really staying in tune with my garden when I do that. And what I like about everything that I have on here is that they're really small, really perfect giftable items for those gardeners that are family members or friends that you kind of want to get something special for. Perfect small wrapping size. All of them are on Amazon. I will stick them on my Amazon storefront. This video is not sponsored by any of these companies here, but if you want to help your girl out and you're going to buy them anyway, then please buy them on the link down below. I do get a small commission from Amazon for any purchases that are made from my Amazon storefront. All right, for the next have-to-have item, this guy. You guys are gonna love this one. Such an easy thing, but oh my goodness, it is so handy to have in the garden. This is a debris bag. I've had a couple different sizes. This is my favorite size. It's the 45 gallon, really easy to tote around. So I'm gonna use my poor Sanchisia as the test subject here. They kind of need a good trimming anyway, so it'll be all right, you guys. This guy is fantastic. Now, I say this with such emphasis because Bryce teases me every time I pull it out. And he goes, Mom, it's like a glorified trash bag. And that's what it is. But if you guys, you gardeners out there, unlike my son in the garden, who are working at the trimming, you know that a trash bag, you trim, you put it on the ground, you go back, you pick it up. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Having one that's wide open, stands alone, has a hard bottom to sit on the ground is so much easier. It has some handles on the sides. You kind of take it and just kind of pull it right here and then keep it along with you. Put it down, do your little trimming section, throw them in here. And what I love about this particular model is it also has the holes in the bottom because I rarely finish everything in one day. So I'll come out here, I'll work for a few hours, I get tired, I take this, roll this up, put this zip on here so it really holds quite a bit of material in here. All of the water will drain out of here if we get a rainstorm or irrigation hits in, so you can really kind of see how that rolls. And then when I don't want it, when I'm done with it, it easily folds right back up flat, snaps together with these little snaps here, and then boom, it's in your garage and it's like a flat little cylinder like this. It's just so ideal. So this is hard canvas. I put in some pretty good stems into this. A lot of my thorny lime tree stems have gone in this and I've had no trouble at all. Bryce calls it a luxury. I call it a must-have in the garden because it is super easy to work with. So I hope you guys try that one out. All right, from my next tool in the toolkit is this is a little bit bigger one. So if you guys are gonna wrap this one, you're gonna need some more wrapping paper. This is the DeWalt blower. Now I've had tons of blowers. I mean, tons of, like, I've got a graveyard of blowers. I've done the gas powered blower. My guys have the backpack blower when they blow off a driveway. But when they're here and they're working with me in my yard, we pull out the DeWalt blower. This is a great little battery packed blower with a punch. So this is almost as good as those big gas power blowers. And I love it because if you have DeWalt products, you just interchange the battery with everything. So I love DeWalt. I think it's a great, great company, great product. Again, this is not sponsored, but this is just what I use. For full throttle, you get about 25 minutes of full-time blowing on this, but it does have like a cruise control button on here. So if you're only going halfway, so you don't have to hold your finger on this here, you can just hold the little cruise control knob on there and it'll be half powered, low powered, full powered, so that way you can get the most battery life. And when you have it half powered, it feels like it can go forever. I like it that it has this little stand on there so you can literally place it anywhere and it's up off the ground. So if you're kind of in a wet area or if it rains and you're worried about water flowing back, I like that it's up off the ground a little bit. It's just a nice secured feature. So one other bonus feature on this is that it is, I think it's girl approved. I mean, this guy is not heavy at all. So it is kind of nice and light. And I have used a lot of blowers and they really do have a lot of weight to them, but it has a really good sense of balance. So you're not doing this the whole time that you're blowing. You're really just targeting your areas that you want. It's nice and light and it's not super loud. Now I've got some blowers that are super loud. I'm going to go ahead and put this on so you guys can hear it, but it is kind of, overall, as far as blowers go, check out the DeWalts because they're a really fantastic product to have on hand and just a nice rechargeable battery. Now, I will tell you, when you purchase it itself, the battery does not come with it. So you'll have to buy the battery separate. But again, it goes with so many other products, including the one I'm going to show you next. So for the next essential tools would be sprayers. Now these are two different types of sprayers. My DeWalt sprayer is for weeds. I love just the easy use of it. The sprayer never gets clogged. I never have a problem with this. And I've had so many of these different varieties. The DeWalt, again, is just my favorite. It has a nice little filter in here. It's just your 2-gallon pump sprayer, nice and light. It's perfect for just those jobs that you need. You don't need anything super large for that, but I think the DeWalt sprayer overall has been my favorite. And then it has like a nice, really sturdy bottom. When you have a product in here, the last thing you want to worry about is falling. And I constantly get those that fall down. This has a nice kind of sturdy base to it, and so I kind of can drop it and not worry about it. Overall, I've had the sprayer for a few years and I absolutely love it. See no need to kind of change for my weed spraying. However, for a bigger spraying job, this is for my pesticides. This is a fantastic sprayer. It is a roll sprayer and you can obviously lift it too. They have the backpack option, so you can use it that way, but I like the roll, the pull behinds. I think they're just so easy to work with. This nozzle fits right on this side so well, and it comes with several different options. So you have a wide spray, a stream, you have so much to work with when it comes here. It's a little battery operated sprayer. The charge lasts forever. If I have to charge it, I would say about every 5 or 6 times that I use it, I have to charge it. So it has got a very long life on it. It has a little cup filter in here, so when you put your product in here, you don't have to worry about something getting in here and clogging up the sprayer. And it has an extra one here for the water. So I like that those two areas are separated so you're not kind of splashing yourself with where the product goes versus where your water goes. It has got a fantastic stream. I walk behind and literally I walk behind, pull this guy behind, and it sprays all into my trees. This is perfect for pesticides. This is kind of where all the charging cables are, so I just kind of keep everything together. Charges really, really quickly. This is where your on and off switch here is. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it starts pumping right up to the spout. But overall, this is a very powerful little tool. It's the perfect thing to get rid of those bugs that will be threatening us at dinner. For our 9th tool in the garden, this is a fun Mama Jamma. I love this. This is my Ryobi auger. Now this guy really does the trick. Comes with a couple interchangeable bits. I think 3, 6, and I think it even comes with a little larger bit and a 1-inch bit. But overall, you can just really play in the dirt with this guy. Now I am probably the last one to pull out a shovel. I don't like the prying and the pulling, and I know, what kind of landscaper am I? But I do like pulling out this auger. This is about 13 pounds, so it's kind of nice and light. Just a really great product, and kind of has its own bit of weight to it. So once you put it in the ground, you don't need to push on it. It really kind of just the weight alone, hit the button, and it goes to digging right into the ground. Now, don't worry, I have it on neutral right here. So no matter what you do with the button, it's in a lock. It has a forward and a reverse. reverse. So when we go to put this into the ground, obviously we're gonna go forward, and instead of having to pull out, because I had an auger that you push it in, had not have a reverse, so you had to pull it out, and that was no joke. That was like prying like you would with a shovel. So that was a selling feature for me. So once I saw that it had a reverse, I'm like, okay, I'm in. So this has a great option. So it goes nice and through the roots. This is, I can't say these are super sharp. It's not a very dangerous tool. It will cut through roots. Of course, it's not gonna be your gas operated auger. They're intense and to the point where they probably shouldn't be. Some of those augers, when you put them in the ground, they will cut through a root, but they're also gonna take you with it. So, because I've done it. I put an auger in the ground and it takes you and jerks you like this or like that. This guy won't do that. You're gonna feel a little tension in the handrails, but it's gonna stop when it gets to a point. It's easy enough to tote around when you need to tote from plant to plant in the beds, but also tough enough to get through some of those tough spots. It comes with the battery here. You do have to charge it pretty frequently. I feel like every time I use it, I do need to charge it, but overall, I've had really good luck with it. And I feel like it's really efficient in the garden because if I'm planting something like a bunch of lantanas, I can go through there and put this in rows and stagger everything out in like literally 10-15 minutes, where if I did that with a shovel, I'm kind of doing them almost 2 or 3 at a time, but with these I can do 50 at a time and I'm out of there. I pulled this out way more than I thought I would. I originally bought the handheld one, but I don't know if you guys are like me. My wrists are not super strong, and unless you're digging in some really nice kind of garden soil, it was just too much. It torqued it too much. I like this 2 handheld option. And then now we'll move on to my final and probably the most practical tool that every gardener should have in their garden. It's over here on the side. Excuse us, Red. So for my final tool is my handy dandy, heavily used wheelbarrow. Now this is a 2-wheel wheelbarrow and it sits nice and level. I like that it's the hard plastic, the Rubbermaid variety, so easy to work with. I like that this is big and bulky like this because I've got to go through pavers on some ends so it's nice smooth sailing, and then rock on the other, and those hard wheels just work right over top of both like nobody's business. So I use this for just pretty much everything. Everybody needs a wheelbarrow, whether you're bringing plants to your back from your back of your truck like I am, or soil, mulch. This is just an ideal thing. This is the perfect size for me because I don't have a lot of space back there. I've had several different wheelbarrows, but they're just so big and so bulky, or they tip too easy. I like that this is kind of a secured one. I like things really easy in the garden. So although this is kind of a cheapy kind of overall, easy to use wheelbarrow, it's the perfect thing. I found it on Amazon 100 years ago. I will put the link in the description, but it is a great one to use. And when this one finally wears out, I'm gonna get another one exactly like it. All right, you guys, so that does it. Those are the tools that make the magic happen. That's kind of what helps create this garden and keeps it all nice and pristine. So you guys, if you're looking for some great tools, some great ideas out there to give to some of your gardening friends or family, these are going to be on my list. I will be sure to put them in the description down below under my essential gardening tools. There'll be an Amazon link that has everything that we just reviewed in today's video. And you guys, let me know if there's like a tool that is just like a non-negotiable in your garden. Please stick it in the comments down below because, I feel like I've been through them all, but I'm telling you, there's always some tool out there that I'm like, how is that going to work? All right, you guys, so I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out last week's video. It is one of our Halloween haunted videos that we did a beautiful little garden tour in Palm Bay, Florida. Thank you so much. I will see you next weekend. Take care.